I'm eating pistachios. Waiting for the wife to do a shopping, or some of it, in B&M. It's a cheap shop. It's where people go to get things cheap. You don't buy aeroplanes in B&M. I like pistachios. See you soon.
Someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are.
Weather's not too good today. Down at Fat Paramotor HQ. A little bit windy, it's coming in gusts. There we go, another big gust. A bit gnarly. Crosswind on the little runway. Now, oh, completely changed direction. Right, so the next job is to swage in the back of the rudders on the rudder, and the way they tell you to do it is to clamp this rudder assembly somehow so that it doesn't move. Well, I decided the best way was just screw it into that board, and the rubber's solid. The rudder is solid, not the rubber. Solid rubber lines up. Sort of. Right, okay. Let's swage it in. So there we are, we swaged on at the back. I've put that shrink wrap, heat shrink wrap again on there. In here, there's a bush, the little 8mm outside diameter, 6mm inside diameter, 3mm tall bronze bush. There's one to go on the other side. Problem is, you're probably saying, how come Sean remembers what size that bush is? Well, remember, because there's one missing for that side. I probably lost it. It could have not come with the kit, but I'm fairly sure it's probably me that's dropped it out of the packet or something. But I haven't got one, so I've got to try and source one. Should be able to find one locally. But you see the cable runs along there and goes to the back. So that's in. We screwed in here. Put a cable on the other side, and we should be good to go.
Take it slow, don't be gentle. No, I just gotta know if you're gonna leave me, then just do it.
Right then, well, we're in the man shed, and we're gonna be fitting this. As I said, I lost it, so I've got a new one. Thank you, Graham from Sprite Aviation. It's just the little shim on there. Right, let's go and put that on. So as you can see then, so there's the thimble. That's going to be swaged onto the cable. And that's the little shim that goes on here. Okay, little shim that goes on there, and that's to prevent the hole from elongating. That's the reason behind that. Right then, So I've got both swaged on, but I couldn't get the shrink-proof sleeving over that one there. If you look, you always kind of nip that back a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to take the red sleeves off. I couldn't get that one on, and I think the other one looks a bit odd because it's on the outside of the aircraft, but regardless. There we go. Cables going through up to the front where they swaged in, and so the rudder's working. Well, there we are, swaged in both sides, and we're done at the front too. There's some springs that need to go on here somewhere. I don't know, they didn't come with the kit. I don't know whether we're missing or they come in another part of the kit, but I think they're being sent. Because without the springs they can both fall forward, whereas they need holding back. Right, good morning Chubby Chasers. So Class 101 when it comes to making vlogs of an aeroplane build is when you go into about 10 minutes of rapture talking about your kit build in your aeroplane, make sure you've hit the record button. Otherwise you just talk to yourself for a good 10 minutes for absolutely nothing. So what was I talking to you about before I realised that I had to press a record button? I was talking about the fact that somebody asked me what the process of building, what was ahead of the process of building this aeroplane. In other words, I've got the fuselage kit now. What other kits do I need, and what steps and stages are ahead of me? As you know, I've almost completed the fuselage. The fuselage hasn't been covered. There's a few bits and pieces to do to that, but I've completed most of it, which is mainly control assemblies, you know, rudders, rudder pedals, elevators, flaps, ailerons, etc. We also got the vertical and the horizontal stabilizers, and that's almost finished. What's next? Well, next is going to be some of the covering, and that's why I've ordered the covering kit. Now, I'm ordering the kit in stages, in one at a time, and the reason behind that is to try and one, stage the costs, but secondly is also because of storage. You know, in the man shed things are a bit tight as they are for now. Stay tuned, got some news on that in the future. But things are pretty tight on the man shed at the moment, and I don't have room for bits and pieces, so we are getting the bits and pieces in stages, which doesn't always suit an aeroplane build, because there's some bits in one kit that I need when I'm actually doing this kit, and I've found that out. But regardless, fuselage kit almost done. Next thing that I've ordered then is the covering kit, and we're going to be covering the horizontal and the vertical stabilizers to start with, the elevator and the rudder, but also there's some covering to do, internal covering on the inside, which is for the luggage bay, because that uses fabric. It's kind of a skin on the luggage bay, and then we're going to put some flexible carpet on the inside. So what kits come next? Well, it's a matter of choice, I think, into what order. And I did have a quandary over, do I get the wheel kit next, or do I get the wing kit? The problem with the wheel kit is that the wheel kit's not going to take very, very long to do at all, and then I'll have to wait for another container. So if I get the wheel kit next, I can see myself fitting the wheels in like 2 weeks and having to wait another 6 weeks for the next container. So I'll be twiddling my thumbs. So I've decided I'm going to be going for the wing kit. The advantage of the wheel kit, though, was when I put the wheels on the aeroplane, I can wheel it around and move it and stuff.
Should have just gone to bloody B&M.
Sorry about that. I was rudely interrupted by the wife shopping. She's made me move the car as well, so that she can go into B&M. That's a cheap shop, which is next door to the shop that I've just been in, but she said it's too far to walk. Anyway, I've driven to the next shop. So what was I talking about? Oh, wing kit and moving the aeroplane around with the fuselage on the wheels. Yeah, so if we got the wheel kit, we could move the aeroplane around and not rely on the trestles and things. But as I said, the wheels, they'll be done in no time at all. I'm probably better ordering the wheels with something else at a later stage. So I've ordered the wing kit. So the wing kit, that means I've got to assemble the wings, and then we'll have to cover it with the covering kit that's coming to do the other sections of it on the aeroplane. So the wing kit's kind of been ordered already, but I've got to wait for the next shipment. After the wings then we'll probably get on to what's called the Firewall Forward Kit, and that's the whole engine assembly for the front. So there's a bracket to hang the engine on. I've got to choose which engine we're having. I think we're having the Rotax ULS 912, but with the turbo conversion, which makes it 130 something horsepower, not the standard 100 horsepower. So I'll be looking for one of those engines in the future. But then everything that goes forward of the firewall, you've got to wire up all the fuel pumps, the oil, the propeller assembly, put the cowling on, all that kind of stuff, carburetors, the whole kabungle. Anyway, so we'll be doing that. And then, as well as the wheel kit that we'll need, of course, then there'll be the finishing kit. That's when things get really exciting. So that is things like the cockpit, the seats, the turtle back, the windows, the doors, etc. That's when we really start to finish things, and then we'll be getting the avionics in. So that's kind of the process, and at the moment we're just waiting to cover the tailplane, but more bits coming soon. This is one of the reasons the videos have been a little bit slow, and I've been doing a few of the Paramotor videos, is because I'm waiting for work to do. We've got on that quick. But anyway, don't forget, if you like these kind of videos, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, click the bell icon, leave me a comment down below. I like to answer most of the comments, and until the next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now.